Sorry guys, I am back. As y'all know, I'm so free. Yeah, but nah, for real though, I am sorry that took a little bit. It took a little bit, you know what I'm saying, right? It took a little bit, right? You know what I'm saying. I brought, I brought, bye, 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 bye. Yeah, I'm back with another video. Back with another one. Yeah, I am back, baby. Cause I am back.
天上太阳红呀红彤彤哎，心中的太阳是毛泽东哎，他领导我们的解放哎，人民翻身当家做主人，咿呀咿自由呀呀自由啊，人民翻身当家做主人。天
So what should I do? What should I do? What should I do? Hey, I'm on a winning. I'm confused. Why isn't it working? Mm.
The 10 line scrolls at a time free. This is ideal subjective, but these are the best for like performance, in-game, like actual gameplay. Go to additional mouse settings, go
Oh.
up. You probably don't need them. And if you do, don't do it. But that is pretty much everything here for system. If you go to Bluetooth and devices, and we click devices, ideally just turn off Bluetooth. You probably don't use it. And if you use it, just disable anything that shouldn't be in there. Like you 100% know you don't need it in there. In the same time with Bluetooth and devices, scroll down to mouse, copy these values here. Mouse will always be 10.
Hey, Connor,
Yeah.
I'm gonna take a little nap for later, okay?
Okay.
So just don't like yelling.
I won't.
You know,
Okay.
Ten line scrolls at a time free. This is ideally subjective, but these are the best for like performance in game, like actual gameplay. Go to additional mouse settings. Over to pointer options, make sure this is on the 6th notch, I believe that is, or like basically in the middle. And where it says enhanced critical precision, turn that off. Very, very important. This will increase your aim. Straight away. Then just press apply, press OK. Now go into network and internet. The only reason I bring you here is to make sure that you are on an Ethernet cable. If it does not say Ethernet here, it says wireless connected. You need to upgrade to an Ethernet cable. If you ever complain about ping, this is the reason. Go down to personalization. Ideally, go to themes. And set this to like a really basic one. Like so. One of these Windows default options, and then go into colors right here. A manual accent color, so whatever color matches your wallpaper. Turn off. These right here. And actually going back into background to get even better performance, although it won't make much of a difference. You can select solid color here and make your background just like one block color. Now going back, if you go to start, just turn all of these off. Going to task. The reason. Go down to personalization. Ideally, go to themes and set this to like a really basic one. So one of these Windows default options, and then go into colors right here. Choose a manual accent color, so whatever color matches your whatever. Turn off these right here, and actually go back into background to get even better performance. Although it won't make much of a difference, you can select solid color here and make your background just like one block color. Now going back, if you go to start, just turn all of these off.
Plug.
Make sure these are turned off here, and then
Oh, it's
now next tab, apps, install apps. Go in here to the anything you do not use is probably a lot you do not use, honestly. There's a lot of default Microsoft apps that you never touch, so get rid of them. And then right at the bottom, if you go to startup, disable anything, be very strict with this. Disable anything you do not need when your PC starts. If Google Chrome is in here or Google Chrome Updater or whatever it may be, trust me, you don't need it. The only thing I really have are peripheral things I need, so I need this to open. So my keyboard has the correct lighting options set. This is similar thing for my mouse. And these are two other things. This is my lighting, my webcam. Whenever I use it, I never use it. And I go to the app, which powers my microphone. Most of you won't have any of these. So you can probably turn off basically everything. Now going down to gaming, one of the most important things you can do, game bar, turn this off, and game mode, alternatively, turn this one on. And if you think it's a graphics right here, you go to change default graphics settings, turn off, and game mode, alternatively, turn this one on. And if you click into graphic right here, and go to change default graphics settings, turn hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, also known as HAGs, turn that on, and optimize for Windows game or optimizations for Windows game or Windows games, turn that on. Optional, you can also go back here. And if you click into graphics right here and go to change default graphics settings, turn hardware accelerated GPU scheduling, also known as HAGs, turn that on, and optimize for Windows game or optimizations. to Windows game or window games, turn that on. Optional, you can also go back here and add certain apps to basically set a custom graphic setting to prioritize performance. What I've done, as you can see, is I've added certain things and changed the priority of them depending on the need. Quickly. So Fortnite high performance. I want it to be using the most of my graphics card. For Photoshop, I only ever open this when I'm only using Photoshop. So I set that to high because I know I get a bit busy in there. This is Valorant right here. And then some things that are really futile, like Spotify. These are all background, some sort of background applications, and I don't need them to be running high. So I set them all to pause it. Now, when you do this, you have to press browse here, and you do need to find the actual directory where you install the game. A lot of times, if you just go to this PC, go to your main disk where they were downloaded, you'll probably find them very
It's alright.
Simply so, Riot Games is right here. If I go to Valorant, live, here it is. And for Fortnite, it's Fortnite. It just says Fortnite. It may be in one of your program files, so for this one or this one, but for me,
Okay, this is not valid. Hey,
it's here, Fortnite game, binaries with 64, and it is this one. Don't get confused with this one. This is basically your Epic Games Launcher or how it something connected to that. It is actually this one. This is your Fortnite. Fortnite client, that's Route 64, that's shipping to AC. This is Fortnite. You need this one. You can kind of tell as well by how the file size here. It's it's clearly big.
it's alright. No.
And last but not least, in actual settings right here, there will be other stuff I'm going to show. Some very important stuff, so stick around. Privacy and safety, Windows security. If you have an external virus software antivirus, turn literally everything off here. If you go to virus and threat protection, you can turn everything off here. Just go into each separate one, they make it really difficult, but turn off right here. You can turn this one off. And then I recommend downloading something like a Malwarebytes, which there is a free version for, and it uses a lot less resources. And then Windows updates right here. I recommend turning the top option off right here, pausing updates for 5 weeks. And in advanced options, just turn all of these off right here. And on something incredibly important, which is probably the best thing to do, is your power plan. If you go to Power plan. If you go back here, you want to set this. I have a custom one. Incredibly important, which is probably the best thing you can do, is your power plan. If you go to edit power plan, you go back here, you want to set this. I have a custom one, but you want to set this to ideally incredibly important, which is probably the best thing you can do, is your power plan. If you go to edit power plan, you go back here, you want to set this. I have a custom one, but you want to set this to ideally ultimate performance. Now, this won't show for you. I think high performance is probably showing for you. You may have already been on balance, or actually maybe on high performance. Definitely don't be on power saver. But yeah, you want ultimate performance. Now, you have to unlock this in a very secret, special way. You want to type in PowerShell, or alternatively, command prompt. Run this as administrator, and there's a code that I'm going to put in the description. And honestly, if I forget, you can literally just search up ultimate performance power plan in Google, and it's this link right here, howtogeek.com. And if you scroll down, here we go, you'll find this. Just copy and paste this, paste in here, press enter. You will probably have to like relaunch this or reopen it. I just kind of press back here and then go back into power options, and then you will see this. Just click it, enable it, and then you can exit out. This is something that's kind of a a bonus thing. Every application that you use in the background, so I'm going to give the example of Discord, but go to your browser, Chrome, OBS, whatever it may be, even Spotify. If you scroll to usually the advanced section, you will find this right here, hardware acceleration. Turn that off for any background applications. Make sure that turn off is a big difference. Also, this probably cleared when you cleared the storage thing I mentioned. This will be on Windows 11. But if you go into run right here and you type in percent 10%, I can type it, there we go, percent 10%, go in here, you can delete everything in here. Everything, all of this, just right click it and press delete. I do have some applications open which won't let me delete certain things, but yeah, just press skip. Just skip whatever you can delete. There's a lot that I currently can't delete because I'm using it. But yeah, get in the habit of doing this. Oh, and last but not least, I almost forgot. If you right click your Windows icon right here, right click it, go to System, go to Advanced System Settings. On this Advanced tab, Performance Settings. Set this to Adjust for Best Performance, which shouldn't, almost forgot. If you right click your Windows, icon right here, right click it, go to System. Go to Advanced System Settings. On this Advanced tab, Performance. Settings, set this to Adjust for Best Performance, which should untick some of this stuff, and then just untick anything which it didn't untick, and make sure only these are unticked. So go. Two things ticked in, and it's show thumbnails instead of icons, and smooth edges on screen fonts. That was okay, okay. Oh, that is pretty much it. Everything for Windows, as quick as I can tell you. basic, easiest thing. Anyone can copy this. Don't expect to get like 500 more FPS. If you want to actually improve FPS any more than this, you need to have good game settings, which primarily means game config settings. That's like the backend settings of your game. I've made more videos on that, especially this Fortnite one right here. And also your control panel settings. So that's your GPU control panel. So that may be AMD radio settings. For me, it's NVIDIA control panel right here. If you want to have this
Yeah.
optimized, I'm not going to show it in this video, but I also have a
Now we're gonna test out how much FPS I get in Fortnite. Okay. Let's see how much I get. Hopefully I get a lot.
which you can see here. Go and check that out. If you're a gamer, have you?
I'm gonna try out this next video afterwards. The game would hurry up. Damn. Alright. And this is just with the stream on right now. See how much FPS I get. Just the stream also affects it, you know what I'm saying? So this is ain't gonna how it's actually gonna be whenever I mainly play. It's only on the stream. So it's gonna be I think it's a little bit. I don't think before I was seeing 100. So it's like it did pretty good. Y'all ready? Alright, we're gonna try the next thing. Okay. Next thing.
Never thought about putting everything just to pursue game. Well, here's a quick hack on how to pursue playing video game and actually learn game design or development. If you don't mind, I'm good.
Changing your file settings can get very annoying, so today I'm going to give you a secret config file that does everything for you. Yes, you can download this for free, put it into a folder, and it will just give you all of my settings. Now these are of course the most optimized, they'll give you the best performance in Fortnite. And if they go ahead to have performance like they did for everyone on the screen right here, drop a like and subscribe. Alright, get straight into this. First of all, I'm going to show you the settings that I have loaded up here. Then I'm going to show you how to load these settings in pretty much a few clicks, and also some things that you may need to change. So make sure to watch this full video. Just scrolling through, got full screen is the best bit. There was simple delay, resolution 90 by 1080. Bear in mind, you can always come back and change these things. So if you do want to customize anything, you can load my settings as the base, you know, a better default and then work from that. Presync off, frame limit I kept at 360, but I'm going to change the config file to 165, which is the best for 144 Hz, and most of you will be on that. Rendering mode, of course, we're on performance mode. If you guys want the most optimized DirectX 11 game config, I'll release that in my Discord server, as well as an optimized DirectX 12 config. All of this, none of this will load with the settings, so don't worry about, keybinds or brightness or anything like this. You'll only take on these display settings, these quality settings, which I have pretty much all on low, and also my sound settings, so sound quality and the visualized sound effects. And of course, that doesn't include these person preference setting on low, and then I'll get affect anything for you. Now you can understand some of the settings you'll be getting. To get this config, there's two things you can do. You can either join my Discord server, you don't need to stay, you can leave afterwards, but you can join there and download it in the announcements channel. So yeah, right here, join the server, go to announcements, and you can just download it in. Or what you can do is just edit your own config per this video. So regardless of your option, you want to go to your Epic Games launcher, go to
G, N, G.
library, the three dots right here, go to options and make sure have these selected. High resolution textures, definitely have that one off. And make sure pre-download stream assets is turned on. That's very important. When I say the word, this one doesn't really matter. But obviously, if you don't use it, yeah, you may as well get it off. It takes up 11 gigabytes, which is just not worth it. Alright, listen up, guys. You know how much I've spent on my Fortnite account, and I know how much you hate dealing with overpriced game currency and sketchy exchanges. We've all had our fair share of horror stories, but I finally found the site I can trust. It's called Eldorado. Eldorado has completely changed the game for me. Every transaction on here is secure, so there's zero stress about being scammed. Plus, they have something called Eldorado Trade Show Protection, which means they've got your back every step of the way. I know we all want the best currency rates, and with Eldorado, I get my game currency fast, like in just a few minutes fast. They seriously have some of the lowest prices I've seen, and I'm saving a ton compared to other places. And when it comes to in-game cosmetics, same deal. They've got everything you need to deck out your locker. And I'm not the only one talking about this. Check out these Trustpilot reviews. Thousands of gamers just like me are giving Eldorado top marks. It's legit. Their support team online 24/7. If you ever need help, it could be 3 a.m. They're ready to answer any questions, and I've got a money back guarantee, so it's pretty much risk free. Either you get your order or you get your money back. Simple as that. So if you're tired of overpriced game currency and want a trustworthy place to safely exchange in-game cosmetics, check out Eldorado.gg with a link in the description. And you can use code FETCH at checkout for an exclusive discount only for you guys. Once you've done that, you want to hit your Windows key, type in 1 in this little box. And here you're going to type send local app data %. Once you're in here, you want to press F on your keyboard or just scroll. Go down and find Fortnite game, saved, config, Windows client, and then you'll find game user setting. Now, if you've downloaded mine, just want to put this in here, all you have to do is open up where you downloaded the config, and you literally have this already. So let's say I've got it here. You either right click, copy, and then paste it here, or you just drag and drop, and it'll ask you if you want to replace the file and destination. Just click this. And in your case, it is really that simple. You can now relaunch your game, but again, I advise that you follow this video because there will be some things you want to change. So now right click your game settings folder, go to properties. In the general tab, make underneath attributes, make sure read only is unticked. Press apply, press OK. Now we can edit this. So double click it, you can open in a notepad like this. First thing you want to do is you want to scroll down, motion blur, change this to full surface. It's true, just change that to false. Also, what you can do is if you press Control F, you can actually search for things. So again, if I put show grass, it will highlight it, and I can use this to find pretty much everything without having to read through it. It's quite a lot. But yeah, show grass on false, show FPS for a slight increase in yes, have this False. Use GPU crash debugging. Have this on false. Copy. All these settings here, so stop rendering background false, latency 1 false, latency 2 set it to 2, latency flash false, or anti. ASM mode disabled, enable DLSS frame generation. False, temporal super resolution quality recommended, DLSS quality. Zero X SS quality 2. Use Nanite, have that on full. Go down right here, ray tracing. False. These are the 20 modes. Fortnite energy saving enabled either an energy saving enabled focus loss and both on false. Energy saving level focus loss was 1. Scrolling down a little bit, disable mouse Rachel have that on false. Apparently, this is placebo, but it's just not worth it. B, disable mouse acceleration, have that set on full. People do say that this is placebo, but placebo scientifically works, psychologically, I guess. But one thing you do need to check is if you click your Windows key, type in a mouse, go to mouse settings, scroll down additional pointer mouse settings, go to pointer options, and make sure enhanced pointer position is unticked. Press apply and press OK. This is basically going to do that for you. And this Windows setting should override this, even if it says true, but just to be safe, I always set it to false. Scrolling all the way down, we use VSync, obviously. False resolution size X and Y, in my case 920 by 1080. You can lower this afterwards. I guess just set it to this for now. Audio quality level, have that on 1. Last confirmed audio quality level on 1. Frame rate limit, so this is something you may want to change, but we can do that in game. It's nothing to worry about here. And the most important of all is going to be the scalability. All of these have them on 0, even if you initially set your whole in-game settings to lowest or near, whatever it may be, just generally the lowest setting. Some of them in here could still be set to like 1 or 2. So yeah, make sure all of these are set to 0. Besides resolution quality, set that to even 99 at the highest. Or if you're really struggling for frames, set it to like 75 at the lowest. But you can go, in between there. You can go to 80, right, 90. But yeah, that one difference between 99 and 100 actually does have an effect. Shout out to the boy Corby who figured this one out. It sounds crazy, but trust me. And everything else doesn't really matter. These are like my chat settings. And some of them, yeah, I guess are notifications that may pop up and could take, GPU resources. Some of your games to render. But I wouldn't worry about them too much. They don't really, affect FPS too crazy. And also this right here. I'm not too sure what it is. It's something to do with your DirectX version, so your rendering mode. But here's the ES31 refers to performance mode. So as long as you already set that and you copy these launch options I've shown you, then you should actually be good. But I guess to be safe, copy these. And this also is actually testament and proof to the fact that your DirectX 11 settings do directly affect your performance mode settings. Now, this game config does cover the majority of that because we've went over some things that do not show in performance mode. For example, these latency tweaks and things like DLSS frame generation, temporal super resolution quality, XeSS quality. These do not show in performance mode and we can still configure them. Although I do believe there are still some settings that we couldn't mess with. So
Edgefoot Healthcare provides crucial anesthesia staffing for your facility when you need it. We recently partnered with a level 2 trauma.
yeah, I always do suggest that you start at DX11, optimize that using this video right here, which I made, a full DirectX 11 optimization video. That's just going over like videos and graphics quality settings. And then you sort out your performance mode settings. So yeah, maybe go do that, come back here and copy this. Go to your settings and just double check things, as I mentioned earlier. So if you want my settings, copy these directly, and then you may have to change your frame rate limit. So per my config, which I'm going to put in the Discord, it should be 165. If you run 60 Hz, maybe set this to 120 or 60 with VSync if you have a really terrible PC. I've made a full video again talking about VSyncs and how that works, so you may want to watch that in this case. Oh, and if you're like me and you're on 240 Hz, set it to 360. The general rule of thumb is just to never go unlimited unless you're on creative mode and you're like free building, because then you can get lower input delay in that case, because higher frames equals lower input delay, but only if those frames are stable. And that refers to our 1% and 0.1% lows, which inevitably are going to be like half or even less than half of our actual, average performance FPS that we see in game. When, we're playing OG or, Arena, whatever it is, when you're in an actual game and not creative mode, especially endgame, you're going to run into issues if you're using unlimited. So that's why it's recommended to go one notch above your refresh rate. That only assumes that your PC specs generally are up to date. So what is inside your PC matches your other, hardware, because it really doesn't make sense that you'd be on 144 Hz but running, 30 or 60 FPS on average. And I think that is pretty much everything. If you play competitive and you have it and your PC isn't too bad, you may want to put this back to high because it does make you hear footsteps better. If you have a really terrible PC on the flip side, visualize sound effects, you can turn that one off. Going into game settings, I think there's some stuff in here that you want to double check because there's a chance that Fortnite is trying to override it and force you to use them. So peripheral lighting, turn it off. NVIDIA highlights, ideally turn that one off if you don't use it, but you shouldn't be using it. It's the worst way to capture highlights. All these replays, make sure they are off and just double check these power saving modes. We did this in the game config, but after updates, sometimes Fortnite will force them, and exchanging your config file is almost like verifying the game. And again, of course, all this other stuff right here, your keybinds, your sensitivities, these are stored on the cloud. So this config is not going to affect them. Don't worry.
Alright, guys. Y'all ready?
I like you. Oh, that was indeed magic. I don't know who I am. I don't know. I'm the best hypnotist in the world. You can call me Mystic Dinky. Oh, what the? Dinky, why stop? Why stop? Well, the real question is, have you ever been hypnotized before? No, I've never been hypnotized. Come on, don't do no gay shit on me, though. I promise you, I definitely won't. The first step to getting hypnotized is imagination. Okay. Is there anything in the bag? There's nothing in the bag. Nah. Nothing. No, I want to see the bag the whole time. You got to put something in there. Okay, yeah, show me the bag. Grab this. It's an invisible rock. Grab it. Okay, I'm grabbing the rock. No, grab the rock. On the count of 3, throw it up. 1. Oh shit, my bad. My bad. Hold on, read the. Okay. 1, 2, 3, throw it. What the? Nah, you don't do it, bro. I gotta watch out for you, bro. There's nothing in the bag. That is why. Nothing. It's not throw it up. Okay. And it goes in the bag. Wait, how? Yo, let me ask you a question. What is it? So right away. Let me ask you a question. Oh, that was clever. That was a nice guy. Me? No, not really, mate. I'm just messing with you. But the real question is, are you ready to get hypnotized? Please, come on. Get ready to get hypnotized by the amazing Mystic Dinky. Let's do this, mates. And exhale. You gotta close your eyes, mates. Take a deep breath with me. And exhale. At the end of this, you are going to forget that you are gay. Take a deep breath in. Give me a favor. I've got a coin in my pocket. You tell me what coin it is. You're not gay. Bad thing. Cigar. What? Cigar. Yes, I know. Oh, you got a king of hearts? I know you. So I won. I'm really the motherfucker that's doing the magic trick. But if you enjoyed my show and were hypnotized, give her a kiss for me, please. Cole got disqualified for false starting at the finals. All the other sprinters wanted to take the golden chance on winning the race.
Cheers, massive disappointment. All of these other athletes, they all know that they can actually grab the gold medal. Keep going this way.
The father, who had been a chef all his life, was shocked to discover his mischievous son showed amazing talent the first time he cooked. He had only explained how to make scrambled eggs with chili once, yet the boy's technique was as skilled as a pro. He thought for sure the next dish would surpass his own, but due to poor heat control, the boy ended up burning the dish. Still, the father insisted he serve it to the customer, because earlier, the couple had made a deal with the guest. If the dish tasted bad, they'd pay him $100. But to their surprise, after just one bite, the guest said it reminded him of his mother's cooking. They had no idea. The boy was actually a cooking prodigy who had accidentally time traveled into the mischievous son's body just hours ago. At the time, he had been called out of school for skipping class. His mother scolded him harshly, not knowing he had already mastered the school lessons, which was why he didn't follow the rules. They thought punishment would correct his behavior, but he still refused to study quietly. Seeing their methods fail, the parents decided to make him understand the value of hard work. So the father brought over a bowl of ingredients and asked the boy to sort and wash them, then place them in the fridge. At the same time, the mother invited a frequent restaurant customer and told him her son would be cooking a dish for him to try. She asked him to give honest feedback, hoping to shatter the boy's confidence and push him back into studying. She promised to remake the dish afterward and only charge half price. The customer readily agreed. The mother chose two basic dishes to test the boy. The father told his son he would prepare one, and the boy could make the scrambled eggs with chili, never expecting that a single explanation would result in such impressive technique, though the boy still burned the dish in the end. He wanted to remake it, but the father insisted he serve it as is, thinking this would teach him a lesson. To everyone's shock, the customer took one bite and was flooded with memories of his mother's cooking. Tears fell from his eyes. The father thought he hated it and offered to make a new one, but the customer refused. The mother looked confused. She had expected him to say it tasted awful, but instead the customer pulled out $100 bill and said the boy had real talent and should be trained properly, then left without another word. Still thinking it was pure luck, the parents decided to increase his workload. The mother brought in 3 more customers, then excitedly told the boy to cook more dishes. The father secretly thought this time the boy would surely fail and return to his studies. He explained how to make the vegetable dishes. Again, the boy finished them quickly, but the father was confused because one of the dishes came out slightly dark. He didn't know the father had deliberately left out a key step, which was soaking the vegetables in white water for 10 minutes. Otherwise, they would darken during cooking. Still, the boy served the dish to the customers, and when they shared their thoughts, the mother couldn't help but frown. The father, who had
I've never been more impressed with the product.
The influence of this game has to be studied for years to come. Like 20 million players is insane, but to actually grasp the idea of how many people playing that game live at one time is, it's just like, I can't even think about it. It's too many. It's insane. And then how much the developers making too, like, holy. The influence of this game has to be studied for years to come.
the guy happily climbs into his hybrid.
Here, try this. Actually, even you, I can't start with this. Let me start you with this guy right here. Wait. What's up with that one? The BXG proto, but I can't put a lot of people into this club. You just can't handle it. I can try it. Come on, I'm here. This guy, I'm gonna take no for an answer. Go ahead. This guy thought he was ready. It's expensive golf. But little did he know this smart salesman was just trying to convince him to buy it at a price that's way too high. Oh, wow, that's really nice. Yeah, I think you better work your way up. You know, just make it swing. Feel like you should sign a waiver. Oh, God damn it, are you kidding me? That felt good. It looked good. Okay, how much? 1,200. Oh, I know. It's pricey. The Proto has internal twin probe floors. All right, let's do it. Fantastic. Sally, can we ring Dale up for a Proto? And let's throw in a box of the Pro Beast on the house. Here, try this. Actually, wait, it's raining. It's not real free.
Cream number 99 and cream 100. I only had meatloaf tonight, so I guess I'm in for a Dutch oven.
What's a Dutch oven?
Peter? What? Why is there dental floss in its trash can?
Because I just flossed. Be careful, I just mopped the kitchen floor. I love you.
Stewie, Chris, come on, we gotta go.
Thanks for telling us that whole backstory on the way down the stairs, Mom.
Yeah, now we don't have to waste time hearing about how a hologram of Peter replaced the real Peter.
The idea.
Going somewhere, Bentley. I did everything for you. And people think holograms don't have feelings. I can't have you. No one will. Let my family go. How did you free yourself from the bindings? I saw it through my hands.
Why didn't you saw through the ropes?
Important thing is, I stitched my hands back on with tweezers.
Cream number 9.
I can recognize this guitar a mile away. This right here is the Holy Grail. Watch. The expert finds the priceless guitar he lost decades ago in a pawn shop. What do we got here?
Leave the guitar.
I can tell you right away, this is something from Gibson's custom shop. It's not how they normally build a Les Paul, so I mean, it's a custom. I'm sure for it.
Are they my brand?
There's a lot of variable factors. Okay.
Okay.
So, and I know a guy who will know all this.
Amazing.
Give me 5 minutes. I'll look at
How are you?
Brother, how's it going? Thank you. Great. Yeah, it's crazy, Rick. This thing is like years. Wanted to happen. So you played this one on stage and everything else like that? Yeah. I used it. Okay. Want it back? I love that. You got everything going here. So, I mean, your guitar's going for like 30 grand? Yeah. Yeah. I'll give you 20 grand. And all I'm thinking is 20 out. And everything's happening.
Yeah, here's the deal.
I can recognize this. Get relief.
What Karen did that backfired on them horribly. I had just gotten my dream car, a beautiful convertible.
The man was cruising down the street in a McLaren 720S, cool as hell. At a red light, the driver of a
Told to us something.
Sure, though, I'm not gonna lie. I'll-
That's all you need to say.
so
And like, and be honest too, like you're not gonna hurt my feelings. Cause like, cause I know you're trying to be like nice about it. But I'm just like, I'm curious.
be like 59.
How old do I sound?
They said use your real voice.
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
God, I like the first one better. They said use your real voice. Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
God, I like the first one better.
No. Yeah. Yeah.
Mr. Boyd was like a huge monster. Every family that adopted him suddenly
I know.
but on the 7th day, they all died. Mysterious circumstances. Desperate to end him. Iva decided to take the risk. He and his wife. What if Norman Osborn was bitten by the radioactive spider instead of Peter Parker? In an alternate universe, Norman Osborn bitten by the radioactive spider instead of Peter Parker, and he becomes the Spider-Man. Not a hero, but a powerful force twisted by ambition. Gaining Spider-Man's abilities, he soon uncovers the secrets of the multiverse and sets his sights on the Cosmic Cube, a device capable of interdimensional travel. When Peter Parker discovers Norman's plan and tries to warn Harry Osborn, he's beaten by Norman, but Peter leaves behind one last hope, a goblin suit crafted specifically to stop Norman. Harry, armed with Peter's final gift, faces his father in a heartbreaking battle, but not before Harry destroys the Cosmic Cube. In doing so, he unknowingly gives Norman access to something even greater, the web of life and destiny itself. What if I am 15. What?
So did you create this yourself?
Yeah, let me show you how it works. First thing you're gonna do is chop up your freshly sliced fruit of your choice. Place it in the bottom chamber where there is a freezable base piece that helps keep your fruit fresh. Add your strainer piece in your top chamber and fill with water. Notice when I fill the defined bottle up with water, the water goes down into the bottom, but the fruit does not rise to the mouthpiece. Add your lid, pop your top, and you're ready to go. After about 15 minutes, the water will be infused by the fruit, adding a refreshing hint of flavor. However, how much of this been developing? $300,000. Wow. My parents have taken out a mortgage. Oh, house. Wow. Mark, what do you think? At 15, when I had my businesses, I could walk in anywhere, no one would say no. I am 15. What?
Really?
The boy has a serious psychological disorder. He often pokes people with needles for fun. To cure her son's illness, the mother spent a lot of money to hire a doctor. After the doctor found the source of the boy's traumatic stimulus, he dropped a drop of hallucinogen into the boy's water cup. He wanted to observe the boy's reaction after drinking it. Unexpectedly, the boy was extremely vigilant. When the doctor went to get a notebook to take notes, the boy took the opportunity to pour a whole bottle of hallucinogen into the doctor's cup. The doctor didn't notice at all and drank it all in one gulp in front of the boy. Just as he was about to take notes, he suddenly felt like his body had been hollowed out. When he saw the empty bottle on the table, he immediately understood what had happened. But it was too late. In an instant, eerie hallucinations swallowed him up. The whole room began to distort and deform. After a long time, the mentally disturbed boy suddenly let out a scream, claiming that God had just stolen his arm. He hurriedly ran out to chase after it. When he came back, he carried 2 severed arms and walked straight towards the doctor.
I'm going to put these on me.
While the doctor was sewing, the boy has a serious psychological disorder. He often pokes people with needles for fun. To cure her son's illness, the mother spent a lot of money. Homer unplugged all the electrical outlets in his house to save on electricity and invested heavily in installing a wind generator. He thought he could live a self-sufficient life, but the wind generator would stop working whenever there was no wind. Homer stubbornly refused to give in to the power company, so they lived with intermittent electricity. Homer came up with a brilliant idea. He used his neighbor's electricity to power his own house. Flanders cut the wire, so Homer made Bart climb up to manually generate electricity. Bart prayed to God for help, and God actually heard Bart's plea. Springfield was suddenly hit by strong winds. The Category 8 gale caused the Simpson house's power to surge off the charts. After a night of fierce winds, the streets of Springfield were in complete disarray. Bart and Lisa went to the beach where they discovered a beached whale. Lisa approached some bullies hoping they could help save the whale, but they refused. Lisa had no choice but to go back and ask her parents for help. Without hesitation, Homer found the strongest people in town to help, but the whale was too large for them to push. Then they tried using boats to pull it together, but all the boats sank into the sea. Lisa was heartbroken and stayed with the whale, refusing to leave. Soon drowsiness overcame her and Lisa fell asleep on the beach. Bart woke her up. It turned out the military had used professional equipment to return the whale to the sea. Lisa happily waved goodbye to it, but when she woke up again, she discovered it was all just a dream. The whale had already died, and losing her friend left Lisa inconsolable. Seeing her sadness was killing Homer. Lisa, we can't list the how. I made invincible armor that's literally made materially useful. However, when I tested this one layer against an actual bullet, it didn't stop it. So I tried 10 and it was looking a lot more promising, but it still wasn't enough. So I decided to try 20 and this, and you can see something cool. Because it actually caught it, but then I noticed how much of a dent it put in the wood. And since that would be fun to wear, I that I'm surprised I've never seen that before. So I used this bright orange called D3O that actually hardens up when you hit it. I decided to soak it into 20 layers of Kevlar, and the difference was kind of insane. Because this time, even though it was just as thick, when I shot it 3 times, there was way less impact, making me one step closer to coming in. I made feel like
This is when Kodak Black's freestyle made Tyson at prime.
Beauties, Kodak, say here, just right over there, Kodak, top on that track. Just you want some funny? I said, I don't want us to. You just want to I said, no, I'm just waiting for the us. I'm just waiting for the us. I don't want us.
This is when Kodak Black's freestyle made Tyson at prime.
Beauties, Kodak, say here. Yes.
The only thought I got. Alex?
It's open. What? Say something.
Hi, I'm Alex, Dad.
Hi, deadbeats. Mr. No food at the house. Forgot her birthday. Why is he just standing there?
Oh, I just wanted to let you know that I was going out, but I'll be home early. Hey, why don't you guys order a pizza and ice cream? And I also wanted to know if maybe you and I could go on a date soon. I'd like to take you shopping for a prom dress.
Oh, that is so sweet. I wish my dad would do something like that. Okay. Fine, I'll get the most expensive dress, shoes, makeup. He can afford it.
What the hell? Let's go crazy. While we're at it, we'll get you new makeup, shoes, the works. What do you say?
Fine, whatever.
Whatever, baby. Yes.
Yes.
Great. Well, nice to meet you too. I hope to see you again.
Definitely. Bye, Mr. Marshall.
Bye.
I love the apartment. Great view.
Alex?
It's open. What? Say something.
Hi.
This is the skeleton of a 50-year-old man. 1,000 years ago, a man accidentally dropped his handkerchief onto its chest. He didn't pay attention and left. A drop of liquid fell onto the skeleton, and the surrounding seaweed instantly withered, as if all the energy was being sucked away. The man realized something was wrong and quickly took the cloth off. Golden threads began to grow at an incredible speed. He squeezed out more liquid and dropped it on the skeleton. As the bones absorbed it, the golden threads grew thicker, eventually covering the entire skeleton. The skull started to grow soft flesh. The man tried to cut it open with a knife, but accidentally triggered a mysterious electric current, causing the core to glow and slowly awaken. He suspected the liquid might not be enough, so he planned to steal more. However, there were too many people outside, so he abandoned the idea. Instead, he took a sack full of cards and went to exchange them with the vendor. The vendor, however, was completely uninterested in the cards. The vendor told the man that he had to defeat the robots they created in order to get more liquid. The robot battle began, and as soon as the robot raised its arm, it started shooting. The man could only dodge the attacks. When the robot tried to use a chainsaw, it got stuck on a shelf, and the man seized the chance to counterattack. He managed to take down the robot and successfully got the liquid. The man poured all the liquid onto the skeleton, but after pouring the liquid, the skeleton still didn't react. Everyone felt disappointed and began to leave. But just as they turned around, the liquid on the platform was suddenly sucked violently into the skeleton's body. The next second, this is the skeleton of a 50-year-old man. 1,000 years ago, the man accidentally dropped his handkerchief onto its chest. He didn't pay attention and left.
This mistake almost cost me $1,000. Oh, rock! I didn't think much of this rock that I knocked down, so I continued fighting. But when I reached this spot with an amazing view, I reached into my pocket to take a photo with my phone, only to find it wasn't there. Was that a rock, or was that my phone? It's not in my pocket. After a few more hours of finding, I decided to check the footage on my camera, and this is what I found. See my phone hanging out of my open pocket before it tumbles over 100 feet down the cliff. At this point, I was sure it broken and lost in the forest below, but after finishing the climb, I headed down to search for it. And what are the odds we find it? He started off by calling my phone, but heard nothing since it was turned silent. So we took another look at the video when we realized they were too afraid of this bush moving as my phone flew through the leaves. Using that spot, I estimated the line of trajectory. You were there, line was there, fell down. Let's go get a line. The line led me deep into the forest below, where I bushwhacked through thick undergrowth, spider webs, and steep. Oh, I know it's there. After a few minutes, I worked my way down to find the bottom, and just as I was starting to go, I spotted something. Dude, I found it. It's not even broken. It works. What? This case is from the dollar store. So members of the pockets has this.
What's a surprise you got that room at your wedding? Before the wedding, the best friend of the groom visited me in my hotel room while I was doing my makeup. At first, I thought it was my fiance delivering a gift or a message before our wedding.
Oh, Jeff, please don't take me down. Relax, you're not just having a near-death experience. Oh, thank God I get to hang out with a fascinating gent like yourself. So when am I gonna? About 2 years after your wife divorces you. What the hell are you talking about? Lois never leave me. Put me back in my freaking 20, all right? I can't get you back until you have a revelation. One of those things that changes your life. Listen, I'm late for an appointment. I'm late. I'm in big trouble. Jeff, what are you afraid of?
Where the hell have you been? When I said lunch, I said noon, not noonish.
Sorry, Ma.
Sorry? Is sorry gonna reheat the casserole? So who's your friend?
Still working, Ma. Near-death experience. You gotta take a leak.
Well, don't forget to zip up your fly. If you don't zip up your fly, a seagull will get you.
Gosh, it's a pain in the ass. Shan was still dead.
Did you tell me when you're leaving to go back in time? I was talking to a row of the coat rack for 20 minutes before I realized you weren't in.
Leave me alone. I'm working.
Don't yell at your mother.
Come on, here.
Put your jacket on or you'll get frostbite.
I don't have skin.
That's because you didn't eat your beans.
Oh, Jeff, please don't take me down. Oh, maybe the boundary changed. I can cross the ghost boundary. Is that my ghost power?
Skills power.
Great. Come on, Pete. Here we go. Come on, buddy.
We're not pets. This place is huge. JC Penny on steroids.
And yet, still. Agent. Man alive, I feel like Sam.
5 blades and 1 razor? Literally no way you can have more. Oh my gosh, Sticks! Yeah, you've got a good horse. I was murdered by a little girl.
How are you here?
Oh, I just found out my ghost power is I can roam wherever I want. Oh, that ghost power makes people forget why they're walking blue. Anyway, nice to meet you, but I gotta make sure I stick with my ride. Yay, yay, back! That wasn't so bad, was it, Pete? Pete's not in this. Come on, buddy, let's get inside. Oh my God, we lost Pete. He's lost the ghost power.
Hey, Darcy, mother.
Brady, we're going to different.
Oh,
My God, that man might be hurt. Miller, there's a prisoner in there.
nice. Snap, Simpson.
I just wanted to help him.
Would you like to be a full-time rat?
Hey, is that a gang tattoo? I thought those weren't allowed.
Yeah, the gang I was in as a kid.
That's right. An unauthorized tattoo. I came here right away.
There you go. 40 points plasma TV. A thank you from your
Mother. Tell him thing.
what? Tiffany Sparks. Oh, you've never done this before. How'd you afford it?
I'm a prison snitch.
Oh, did you see what happens to people who rat in prison bullets? The prison snitches kill. And I could be you. Because you're the prison snitch. Oh.
What are you just looking at? You never seen Bling Bling before?
This was the punishment on cancer. So they slowly cut open the man's clothes. Then they squeezed some Vaseline on his arm and rubbed it all over. After that, they hung a set alarm clock around his neck. They put a metal ring on his arm and opened the valve. His arm was pushed outside by the wolves. The man screamed in pain. A few seconds later, he stopped screaming. Outside was more than minus 100 degrees. 1 minute later, they pulled his arm back in. His arm looked hard and brittle like a ceramic bowl. A hammer was ready on the side. The guard raised him high. Curtis watched everything in silence, but there was nothing he could do. In 2026, the Ice Age came. 99% of people died. The rest hid inside a train that never stopped. The train had its own system, and rich people lived in the front cars and ate fancy meals. Poor people crowded in the dirty back cars, eating protein blocks from the front. No one knew what they were made of. They ate that for 17 years. Guards watched the back cars closely. If someone made a mistake, they got beaten. Worse, sometimes kids were taken by the guards without a reason. One day, a father couldn't take it anymore. He broke free and rushed at the guards. But his child was still taken. The father was about to be punished. That's when the scene at the start happened. The follower asked Curtis again to leave down. People were sick of life in the back. They wanted a revolt. Curtis checked a guard's gun in secret. It looked like there were no bullets. So Curtis rushed up to the ghost. In a flash, to stop the guards from blocking the door, the crowd lifted a 20-meter metal barrel and charged forward. They started fighting the guards. With more people on their side, the lower-class passengers broke through. They reached the first area, train prison. There, they saved an Asian man and his daughter. These two were the key to first class. The man had designed the train's electrical system. His daughter had an unusual gift. She could feel how many people were behind each door. When the big door opened slowly, they saw it was empty, just like she said. With the two of them on the team, their chances were much better. Soon, they reached the fourth car. That was where the protein blocks were made. Curtis climbed up to look inside the machine. What he saw shocked him. The blocks they ate for 17 years were made from crushed cockroaches. He saw people still fighting for the food below, but he couldn't bring himself to tell the truth. But just as they were about to open the next train car, the girl's face slowly turned full of fear. But it was already too late. This was the coolest
Weight training? It's not real strength, bro. Like having big muscles in a weight that's.
This guy lives in the hottest part of the U.S., Arizona. During peak summer,
Police it all. And this meeting, you wanted us, just God don't overdid it. Okay. Broke my fucking PC. Broke this piece. You burned the fucking info, okay? We just got that renovated, okay? I don't blame you again. Just stop. Police it all. At this point, you wanted us, just God don't overdid it. Okay. You broke my fucking PC. You broke this
Hold it. Hold it. Just hold each way. I don't know. Too simple this time. Ow! Ah! Yes. Odds? Such a time, of course. Yes. This is what I don't know. You coming to rain to coming? Yes. Right, my chickens are up. Behold the game of the time dance. I challenge you to a game. There's two of them. I'm a doctor, and I'm the dead. And according to the rules, you can't say no. That's cheating. How? Could you?
My birthday party's in 10 days, and everyone in the past is gonna be there. I heard you of that play winning the Lost.
We managed from that.
I guess. But you're coming, aren't you? Yes.
Son, stop struggling. You were born the demon. Why not accept your destiny? Because it is not the boss of me. I'm the master of my destiny. I'll be the one who decides, and I will not be a demon. Boy, spare me. Do you got a drug? No. I was just wondering if you've been to prison, right? You do have a drug. I'm going to prison, but I've never been there before. Just thinking maybe you could give me some pointers. I'll pay you $100 just for talking. How much time did you get? 3 to 5. Right. 3. That's what I'm saying. Guys just don't give a damn. Cosby just doesn't know that. She saw me. She beat this from that. I tried to rape you. You raped me? Yeah. And you just turn again anything. Join a gang. Racist. Not really. So the Nazis. Got any mob connections? No. Looks like everybody's gonna rape you. Okay, I bet I could be a racist for 3 to 5 years. So real racist, hardcore. Then you could join the Nazis. Excellent. Then you want to be raped by the other Nazis? No way. See you too. Have to have any doubt. Yeah. Hey, cool. Might as well buy a welcome mat strapped to your ankle and say, I'm open. Here's, do you got a drop?
I had conversations with a neighbor who found a large number of spiders under a cardboard box. He was so scared that he ran wildly to the cupboard. Pesticide destroyed the spiders and Bert Homer at the same time. He covered his eyes and stepped on a skateboard on the floor. At that moment, Homer saw a spider provoking him, so he grabbed a book and smashed it. He accidentally hit a switch in the garage. The door dropped rapidly and hit Homer's neck. Luckily, his family arrived in time. In a state of extreme oxygen deprivation. Lisa administered first aid to Homer. Bart was responsible for applying firm pressure to his chest. Homer quickly succeeded in escaping danger. Because Homer had too many accidents in his daily life, Marge wanted to buy him accident insurance. Due to Homer's hand getting stuck in the shredder while signing, insurance company refuses to underwrite. So Marge saved money to prevent accidents by lowering her quality of life. Bart and Lisa can only wear the cheapest clothes. Homer secretly brought alcohol to the bar and was found trying to use fake money. That morning, Marge found that all the money had disappeared. Homer used this money to buy a motorhome. From then on, Marge and Homer began to separate due to conflicts. Bart and Lisa gained a lot of benefits from choosing to be with invited the RV drivers to pick up their party. Angry Marge unplugged the power cord and locked the power supply. The RV driver thought this was the worst place and quickly left. Uncle believes that all of this is Marge's fault. Bart and Lisa can't stand their argument, so they planned to eliminate the root cause of family conflicts. Marge and Homer drove after them. They promised Bart and Lisa not to argue again in the future and used kisses to prove that they had reconciled. At this moment, Bart and Lisa rushed down a big slope. The rapid increase in RV speed caused them to fall off the cliff. Fortunately,
If your wife's knocking on the front door, your dog's barking at the back door, will you let me in? Dang, that's tough. Hey, Edward. Hey, his best remembered during fucking World War II, and his legacy lives on in Michael Moore's haircut. I threw the pencil that starts for it. Remember what I left? Yeah. He tried to push the cinnamon ladder in it. Hey, I'm not this one. I'm not up. Go ahead. Fine, you're gonna do.
Damn it. Oh, he's sitting on the stand. But there's no sheet. It started facing.
Oh, I just think this will be very good. That's what I'm too. I need to confirm. It's obstacle post way back there. Hey, Hitler! He's best remembered for his work in World War II, and his legacy lives on in Macklemore's haircut. And he's off. Traveling through the good double steps with ease. No trouble with a rolling log, yeah. He tried to rush the cinnamon ladder and it.
The girl fell asleep, not even realizing her phone had fallen to the ground, just as the
Star was about to die first. Suddenly, the color notices the machine. A mother and son saved him. When the dog woke from his coma, he saw a young boy that would.
I've never been more impressed.
Can you? What else?
Get out of the way.
I'll say. Can you stop talking?
Can I stop talking?
Yeah.
All right away.
Yes.
I'm not talking no more.
I have a kid. I have a camera.
Can we swim him?
Yeah.
That's stupid.
Yes. Are you not putting? Can you?
helped the wild woman clean the mud off her body. The man decided to give her a shower with a water gun under the high-pressure water jet. The mud on the wild woman's body gradually fell off, but this was torture for the wild woman. The powerful water pressure made it difficult for her to breathe. Her daughter noticed something was wrong. To prevent a tragedy, she quickly turned off the car wash switch, thus averting a disaster. Jack was overjoyed to hear this. It meant she was gradually becoming more docile. However, the next moment, he had a bold idea about the wild woman. He had his wife change her into clean clothes and then locked her in the basement, intending to keep her for his own enjoyment in the future. Later, Jack brought food to the wild woman. Watching as she began to eat, Jack praised her, saying she was a good treasure. Late at night, Jack couldn't wait and quietly got out of bed, then sneaked down to the basement without a sound. Little did he know he had doomed his own family, because as soon as he sneaked into the basement, his naive son followed him, witnessing the scene in the basement to make the wild woman lower her guard toward him as well. The next day, the boy sneaked into the basement and took out a cookie to give to the wild woman, but the wild woman had no interest in the cookie. Seeing how fierce the wild woman was toward him, the boy couldn't take it anymore. He immediately pulled out a pair of pliers and planned to teach her a lesson. Hearing the pitiful screams, the sister realized something was wrong. She quickly rushed to the basement and drove her brother out of the basement. Fortunately, the wild woman was not in danger. She had only had a few teeth pulled out by her brother. The reason her brother was so perverted was because he had inherited his father's perverted genes. A few days ago, Jack was hunting and fell in love with the wild woman when he saw her. To make her completely his own, Jack trapped her with a fishing net and bound her limbs with chains. Just as Jack was admiring her beauty, the wild woman bit off one of his fingers. This enraged Jack to no end, and he slapped the wild woman hard across the face. After several days of torment, the wild woman's temper gradually softened, so Jack would bring the wild woman food during the day and sneak down to the basement at night to chat with her. No one noticed for a day or two, but after a while, his wife sensed something was wrong. One day, his wife finally couldn't take it anymore. She told her husband to release the wild woman, or else she would divorce him. She didn't want her family to be destroyed. By this point, Jack had gone mad. He attacked her violently. Just then, there was a knock on the door. It was the female neighbor from next door. She asked Jack what he was doing every day. Their house was always filled with piercing screams. She asked him to keep the noise down at home. It was greatly affecting her baby's sleep. This statement instantly enraged the deranged Jack. What followed was a horrific event. Homer encountered a pregnant woman about to give birth in the elevator. The elevator suddenly lost power at this moment, trapping them inside the elevator. Fortunately, Homer had candles for lighting. The pregnant woman wanted to borrow Homer's phone, but learned that Homer's phone was left at home. Seeing that the pregnant woman was about to give birth, Homer hurriedly went forward to comfort her. Seeing that the child was about to be born, he suddenly remembered the midwifery knowledge he had once learned.
Oh, yeah. Oh, no, that does feel good. It's coming. I haven't even taken it in yet.
You did it to me!
No, I didn't.
It's on the baby. Here I go!
He had the pregnant woman lie on the ground and took off his coat to help deliver the baby.
It's a dude. Good. Mary, you're up. Like your minute. On to you is for this day in this elevator expected in August 2009. Upgrade.
To thank Homer for his help, Grace named the child using Homer's name, then asked Homer if he wanted to hold the child. Little Homer's nose-pinching gesture made Homer completely smitten. He began frequently visiting Little. Then to the supermarket to buy living supplies for him, but unexpectedly encountered Marge and Maggie here.
Oh, no, I'm shopping for Homer Jr., a baby I delivered in an elevator the night I pretended to go to work but was really playing poker. What? Oh, thank God. This simulation is brought to you by your brain, a subsidiary of your people. Oh, yeah, some shopping for Meg.
Homer's long hours of leaving early and returning late finally made Marge discover something was wrong. She came to the apartment where Carl lived to look for Homer, but unexpectedly heard Homer's voice.
Baby, okay, chicken. Homer, not.
Homer's words caused Marge to misunderstand. She angrily kicked open the door and questioned Homer why he was deceiving her. Homer wanted to explain, but Grace beside them told Marge to keep her voice down. Her shouting would scare little Homer. This name made Marge even more angry. Homer had actually hidden from her that he had a child with another woman.
It's true. Even the other guy in the elevator, he's right here.
The really funny thing is, I got
Learning the truth, Marge finally forgave Homer, but she didn't allow Homer to continue coming here to take care of the child. Homer could only say goodbye to little Homer.
powers now and then. I'm gonna shoot you.
To help little Homer quickly integrate into his own family, he took several children to play at the zoo. Lisa thoughtfully bought ice cream for the two children, but little Homer took the opportunity to steal Maggie's ice cream. Maggie angrily slapped him. To stop the two from fighting, Homer could only imitate a gorilla to make them happy. But little Homer again ate Maggie's ice cream. Maggie angrily pushed him to the ground. Little Homer was not to be outdone. He directly pushed the baby carriage out. Fortunately, Maggie got hold of a walking stick and used the stick to catch the wheels. This finally made the carriage stop. Marge finally couldn't stand it anymore.
I'm sorry, Homer Jr. You occupied idealized place in my heart that no one would ever want.
Homer encountered a pregnant.
Ladies, would you please stop putting lipstick print on the bathroom mirror? Thank you. Second? Yeah.
Ladies, I'd like to thank you for your time. Every day at the end of the day, I have to go through an unnecessary cleaning process. I'd like to show it to you, and I'm hoping you're willing to help. You look over here in the mirror. See these lip prints? They're increasingly difficult to get off. I go home late every day because I spend so much time on these mirrors. I'd like to show you what I have to do every day. Yeah, yes.
Ladies, would you please stop putting lipstick print on the bathroom mirror? Thank you.
The dog wanted to eat the dinosaur bones. The next second, the security guards caught them. In its nighttime dream, the dog turned into a cave dog and a cave cat. The cave dog defeated the dinosaur skeleton just as the dog was about to bite the bones. The cat screamed. And after the dog explained what happened, the cat was still furious. But when the cat was about to go to sleep, it discovered that the room was full of bones. The cat questioned whether the dog had stolen the bones. The dog wanted to defend itself, saying it was sleeping at the time. But when it saw the footprints outside the window, it also suspected that it had done it while sleepwalking. In order not to get into trouble, the cat and dog decided to return the bones to the museum. They sneaked in through the sewer and entered the museum's toilet. The security guard heard the noise and came to check, only to get so scared that his foot got stuck in the toilet. At this moment, the cat and dog took out the bones, accidentally causing the two toilets to connect. Strong suction sucked the security guard into the sewer. They began assembling the dinosaur skeleton, but as soon as they finished, the dog wanted to take another bite of the bones. The cat hurried to stop it, but knocked down the ladder next to them. The sound of the ladder falling alerted the other security guards. The cat and dog quickly disguised themselves as resurrected dinosaurs, scaring the security guards into fleeing everywhere. However, the exhibition officially began, and visitors poured in. In the chaos, the cat and dog fell down. Their disguise was exposed, and they were caught on the spot and thrown into prison. The cat was utterly dejected, while the dog was exceptionally happy because the prison was full of bones that it loved to chew on. The dog wanted to eat the dinosaur.
The soldier put on the alien helmet and found a shocking secret. The sun outside was very bright, but the helmet acted like strong sunglasses. He quickly went to Captain Alex and told him what he found. The aliens had eyes just like lizards, and the helmet helped them block the sunlight. From this, they guessed that the aliens were afraid of the sun. Maybe this weakness could help them win the fight. The two lay on the deck with a Barrett, waiting for sunrise. Soon, the enemy ship arrived, just like they planned. As the first sunlight hit the ship, it gave off a bright glare. They fired right away. Windows shattered, and sunlight completely blinded the aliens right above. The USS John Paul Jones fired all its weapons. Before the aliens could see again, the missile had already reached them. They watched the alien ship explode and felt more excited than ever. They had actually destroyed an alien ship, but before they cheered, a bigger threat was already closing in. Alex saw things were going bad, and when they told the crew to leave the destroyer, the close-in guns fired, but the alien weapons were not affected at all. One blast hit the destroyer hard. It broke apart like paper. The crew jumped into the sea to survive. In no time, the destroyer split in two and sank. Most of them were still alive, but they had no weapons to fight back. Just then, Alex looked at the old battleship Missouri nearby. But there was a new problem. The ship was a 70-year-old relic, and none of the active soldiers knew how to start it. While they were still worried, a group of old men walked toward them. They were the former crew of the Missouri. What do you mean, John? Victoria. With their help, the Missouri slowly started up. As the heavy chains dropped, the old warship went back into the ocean and headed to the front lines. They reached the area near Oahu, but the enemy spotted them early. The alien ship rose fully from underwater and got its missiles ready. Alex told the guns to turn right, and no one understood what he was doing. Then he ordered a full-speed turn to the left. The aliens reacted fast and turned toward the Missouri, ready to fire missiles. But just then, Alex gave the order to drop the anchor. The enemy fire was getting closer. Before the anchor hit the bottom, Missouri came to a sudden stop. The enemy fire flew right past and fell into the sea. Because of the momentum, the ship swung around and its guns ended up pointing right at the alien ship. It was time to fight back. The soldier put on the I see my baseball. Oh, these are a lot older than the ones in the window. I was hoping that you still might get interested. Speaking now, I was hoping to sell all of the cars. Okay. All I have are $100 bills. I need something smaller. I thought I'll give you $500. Small bills. That would be one. Yeah.
Yeah, I can see you're working all right. Right.
I'm from out of town. I'm here on business.
Well, your business must not be sports memorabilia, because it's one man's card right here. $6,000. Like, he said,
Get out of here.
no, you get out of here.
You'll find, you know that. I'll find you. Just like the hair salon guy, and just like the Chevy dealer. You know why you can't keep a goddamn job? Because you can't keep your. So that's why, excuse me, sir, but I would really appreciate it if you wouldn't take the Lord's name in vain again. Put that on. Yes, I have a big problem with that.
Come on, he's gonna fuck you out.
And I see that my baseball club, although these are a lot older than the ones in the window. I was hoping that you still might get it. You want you speaking out. I was hoping to sell all of the cars. Oh, I.
You see that little demon? And that's what's up. No, that's the reincarnation of the demon film.
Steve, don't be scared.
We have 3 years. The Supreme Court put a curse on the bill, so 3 years from today, a writing will threat to take his life.
Mama, my time's almost up.
Hush up.
Hush up. Release that. I know you want it out, but this is my way.
Father dug a hole in the ice. Then he ordered his daughter to jump in. The girl stepped barefoot on the snow. Then she submerged into the water. Her body temperature dropped rapidly. Her lips were also frozen. But the father just watched her inside. Yet the father's action saved her life. This day, the school bus lost control and fell into the river water quickly filled the carriage. Children kept crying. When Nina chose to dive into the water, she spotted a glimmering of light ahead. She then told her classmates, but everyone was too late. The girl had to swim over her own. However, escaping the school bus had exhausted all her strength. Before she could swim to the surface, she lost consciousness. Suddenly, a hand reached into the water. Angel caught and pulled her out. She gave the girl 2 choices: to become an angel like her, or to return to the water to sin. To be able to see her father, Nina chose to go down. As a price, the angel dug out her eyes. The father found her on the shoe. Yet she could no longer see her former space. The father sent her to a swimming pool. Springfield Elementary school bus mysteriously disappeared. The principal had no choice but to make the children walk to school. To ensure the children's safety, he decided to select a crossing guard from among the parents to maintain traffic order. Homer, wearing headphones, suddenly shouted loudly and successfully, became Springfield's crossing guard. Homer was complaining to Letty when the nuclear power plant suddenly had an emergency. All the engineers treated it as a major crisis. Even Burns personally came down to solve the problem. But Homer noticed something was wrong. They were both safety inspectors at the nuclear plant. So why was his workstation showing no reaction at all? Seeing everyone's embarrassed expressions,
I'll be just thinking we'd like to look, buddy, since you already do so much like the March Madness brackets. And we'll get it. Gene Show Wednesdays.
Are you guys safe? I never kept anyone safe.
I'm sure you have, Homer. But I'm still getting
Homer's heart was deeply wounded. He dejectedly came to the crosswalk to wait, but got stuck in the chair because his bottom was too big. Children all mocked Homer's stupidity and played with him as if he were a fool. But Ralph, who had no escort, walked into the middle of the road. Just as Barney was about to drive straight toward them, Homer quickly pushed Ralph out of the way. He thus became a hero of Springfield.
You hear that, Will? Homer, we can't list the house.
The man was about to speak when his head.
Oh, crap. I low-key went ain't gonna lie to y'all people. I'm gonna actually show you. I'm gonna show you this again. See. Ooh, that's actually a lot better. Oh, that's actually a lot better. Because also you gotta realize I'm streaming right now. And before this, I was only getting like 80 to like maybe 100 FPS while I'm streaming on this lens. I don't know what I'm gonna say. So like it's a big upgrade. No cap. That's a big upgrade. Cause when I come in your room, I want everything and anything that I do. I do. Cause I like you. I do. I wanna be safe whenever I like you. I do. But, so, I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream. I guess.